Let's start with the Atlanta Hawks.
They're going to be a 50-win team.
That's not true, and that's where we disagree.
They are one of the most talented teams in the East. It's the Knicks, it's the Cavs, and Atlanta, I think, is just as, if not more talented than the Orlando Magic.
This is a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 3 years. This is a team who has to rely on Kristaps Porzingis' health whenever we bring up on this show. Nobody knows what happened to Kristaps Porzingis in last year's playoffs. Nobody knows. And we still don't know if that's lingering, if it's not. He just disappeared in the playoffs, and nobody talks about it. Nobody reports on it. Nobody does anything about it. Kristaps Porzingis, yes, his physical body has been injured, but now it seems like something much deeper is going on, and I'm not relying on that for them to be some type of 50-win team and finish third in the Eastern Conference. Jalen Johnson has to stay healthy on top of that. Zachary Ricochet has to take another leap on top of that. Luke Kennard is a guy who logged DNPs for the Memphis Grizzlies, who refused to shoot the ball because of his shooting percentage. He knew he was on a 1-year deal. He knows he's on a 1-year deal now, and he wants to keep that percentage as high as possible, the number one percentage in the NBA. And another thing I want to add is Trae Young's extension. This past week, I think it was Tim McMahon that said the future of Trae Young with the Atlanta Hawks continues to be, quote, murky. That's because he has not received that extension. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker being added to this, yes, is a great piece, and that's why I have them 10 games over 500, but not a 50-win team.
Atlanta has 3 All-Stars. Orlando has 3 All-Stars. Atlanta's 3 All-Stars are Trae Young, Porzingis, and Jalen Johnson. I think they complement each other much more than Orlando's big 3 with Franz Palu, who I don't think complement each other at all. And Desmond Bane, he fits with any team. Kristaps Porzingis and what happened with him, I don't think is alarming, because we've seen in FIBA basketball over the summer that Porzingis has been dominating the games that he's played in. It seems like he's back to playing very high-level basketball. I think he'll be fine for the regular season. I don't expect him to play 70 games, but I expect him to play 50 games at least. I think you can expect him to miss anywhere from 20 to 30 games a year. And I think Atlanta, with all the additions they added, having a top 3 defensive player of the year candidate, having one of the best point guards in the NBA, having one of the best forwards in the NBA, and Jalen Johnson on one of the best deals in the NBA, having a defender, an offensive player like Kristaps Porzingis who provides spacing, Ricochet getting better in his second season. We're talking about a first overall pick here. And then the addition of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, you have Onyeka Okongwu. This team is very talented, and I think they will be a 50-win team this year.
Number one, Kristaps Porzingis is not an all-star anymore. Nothing I saw towards the end of last season shows me that he's an all-star.
He's not an all-star level player?
He could not start in the playoffs, Joel.
Because
they had him coming off the bench. He was so bad, and his plus-minus was so bad. He was such a liability that the team he had just won a championship with did not start him. They played him.
What did Bane do in the playoffs? He's not good.
I'm talking about one team has 3 All-Stars and the other one doesn't. Kristaps Porzingis is not an All-Star anymore. If last time I checked, Jalen Johnson hasn't made an All-Star team yet.
He's an All-Star caliber player.
100% he's an All-Star caliber player. But you talk about fit as well. Fit on top of the Kristaps Porzingis point. Well, Orlando Magic were last in 3-point shooting percentage the past couple years. They went out and got one of the best shooters in the NBA. I think that's a good fit. Fit.
It is a good fit. The Atlanta Hawks needed somebody to alleviate pressure off of Trae Young. Jalen Johnson has do-it-all skills at the forward spot. If we're being technical about it, Porzingis, if you say he's not an all-star, if Jalen Johnson's not an all-star, then Desmond Bane's not an all-star because he's never made one, and Franz Wagner isn't an all-star either. That means both these teams just have technically one all-star in Trae and Paolo Banchero. If we want to be technical about it, if you want to be technical, then that's the technicality of it. And Desmond Bane also was awful in the playoffs, and he was healthy.
He 100% was awful, but he was in a role that's not meant for him. He was not a third option in those playoffs. Ja Morant was knocked out of that series. Him as a first or second option, we have seen, is not good. It does not have good results. But talking about technicality, Kristaps Porzingis isn't going to be able to flank Trae Young because he wasn't able to flank Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Drew Holiday. All 4 of those guys, and not to mention he couldn't start over a 40-year-old Al Horford. So why would he start over a Onyeka Okongwu? We're talking about Kristaps Porzingis potentially coming off the bench here.
Porzingis is gonna come off the bench.
That's what he did. If he can't start over a 40-year-old Al Horford, why would you start him over a Conwu? If he
Porzingis is
looks
not
like
coming off the
that, I
bench.
think it results in Kristaps Porzingis getting benched 3
Okay,
months into the season.
if he look, we're in three different timelines here. We're in the future. What's gonna happen? What happened in the playoffs? And what happened in the middle there? FIBA basketball, where Porzingis looked
We're judging
amazing.
this off FIBA basketball.
That's
Dennis Schroeder would
the
be an All
last
NBA
time
player in
the
FIBA
last
basketball.
time Porzingis was playing basketball, he was awesome. That is what I'm saying. The last time he played basketball, he was awesome. He was dealing with the sickness. That's why he was playing so poorly. But throughout the entire regular season for the Celtics, he's always been their third most valuable player. He was very valuable to them in a regular season.
You
We're
covered
talking
the
about the regular season right now.
you cover the NBA for a living. I do too. We turn on a FIBA game this month, and 9 times out of 10, I would not be able to name 3 guys on the court with Kristaps Porzingis, and you wouldn't be able to either. I'm not bringing FIBA basketball into this conversation.
That matters.
The last time we saw him, if it matters, then Dennis Schroeder would be a $200 million player because for Germany, he is that good. I'm just talking about the last time he was on an NBA court, he was unstartable.
And Dennis Schroeder is a really good player. And Alperen Şengün right now is dominating FIBA, and he's an all-star player. And Kristaps Porzingis, the fact that he went from what you said, unplayable, to now he looks good at playing basketball again in
Who else is
FIBA.
their team going to play, Joel? Who else are they going to
It's not about who's they're going to play. It's about how he's playing, and how he's playing is really well. So I can expect that the Atlanta Hawks are getting a good Kristaps Porzingis, and I think he's going to be good for them. I don't think he's going to be a bench player for them.
We shall see. I mean, more miles this summer on an already glassy Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know if it results in. I'm just not ready to judge it off FIBA basketball.
Okay. Well, I think I'm judging it off of his history. His history is that he's an all-star caliber
His
player.
history is that he doesn't play. His history is that he doesn't play.
In the playoffs, in the regular season, he's available for the most part.
We shall see.